Guys, God bless you all. God bless you all. It's crazy. I start the live with 3 in the live and 2 likes, 32, which syncs up with Brady, who I'm going to discuss here heavily. So I'm just taking a bit of a break from my Trump book. A lot of people are emailing me asking for it. It's going to be about a week, I would say, before it's complete. So just give me a week. I've made huge progress on it. But last night, something strange happened to me yet again. So I decided to work on my book. And 2 minutes after I was typing about Trump, my electricity went off again. It went off again. And it went off at 9:11 p.m. I checked my phone, which had 11%. So I went outside to find out what's going on. It's my street again. Spoke to the security guy. He just said, be patient. It should be back on within an hour. And half an hour later, it came back on. So every time I seem to be working on my Trump book, which is not that often recently because I've been sick, my electricity goes out. So I don't know what that symbolizes other than the dark winter. But it's getting a bit weird for me now. I'll have to accept that. See, it would never go off. It would never go off. And now that's twice in, 2 days? Strange. Very strange. So, hey Esteban, hey JR. I'm still not completely right. I'm not going to claim I am, but I ain't as bad as I was 3 or 4 days ago. But I ain't great. But I'll get better. I don't know about 6079 Smith. Good luck to him, whatever he's doing. I don't really want to talk about him, but I wish him the best. Hey, Big Stank. It's an interesting name. Joey's in the house. Amazing guy. I was speaking with him today. Keep your head up, bro. You're a legend. All right, just stay strong in your faith. You're a really good guy. Give your flat and yourself a white sage. I'm not even sure what that is, but I'll look into it. You look better than yesterday. You saucy little minx. Okay, thank you, TJ. Interesting. So, yeah, I think I look better. I do feel better for sure. I'm going to go to Bible study later. I'm still low on energy. It's normal when you've been out of it for 5-6 days to feel the way I'm feeling now. So I just need to probably get back to reality, in the words of Eminem. Brady worships Satan. Of course he does. Cheers, Jenny. You have a better color today. Yesterday you looked like a ghost. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. Brady has 0 personality. He's a soulless invert. Yeah, he has next to no personality. Very robotic. I'll just briefly discuss him here. Is there significance to August the 4th? There's a lot of people saying Trump's going to get shot tomorrow. I ain't going to go into it. If he does, I'll report it. But I know 84 is an enormous number, an incredibly powerful number with the occult. And it's in my Trump book, the number 84. So, yeah, tomorrow's Obama's birthday. That's why I was telling the people who were saying Trump's going to get shot. I was like, I don't think he's going to get shot on Obama's birthday, who he replaced as US president. But if it happens, it happens. So, yeah, 84 is huge. And like I said, when my book's out, I'll show you that number as well as anybody, I believe, the number 84. Remember, Trump was born 6/14, and 6 times 14 is 84. And he replaced Obama as US president, who was born on 8/4. There's so many 84s, it's actually hard to keep up with. Super Bowl 58, I've got my decode. I'm not sharing it on YouTube. I haven't shared it on my website yet. I think I know who's winning it. I called Super Bowl 55 before the season began. The Bucs over the Chiefs. Last year, I didn't get it right. I got the actual Super Bowl right the day of it with the Rams, but I didn't call it at the beginning. I think this year, I've got it. I'm 10 out of 10 in baseball now, and it's because I think I know what everything's revolved around at the moment. Trump, JFK, the moon landing, and obviously the Book of Revelation. I'll discuss a code I did earlier. My team was 3-0 down, and I was like, they're still going to win. They're still going to win, and they did. They won 5-3. So I'll discuss Brady. And the photo of him, where again, it's like, it just doesn't look like a legit human being. This guy's 46, and he looks like he's 21. He's doing that. He's doing the X. We know that Mbappe celebration. A lot of the coaches do that, don't they? So it's the X. That's all they're doing. So I was like, okay, of course he's doing that pose. Tom Brady invests in Birmingham City Football Club. You have to be kidding me. 7-time Super Bowl champion and entrepreneur, Tom Brady has entered a partnership with Knighthead Capital Management, LLC, to become a minority owner of Birmingham City Limited. What is Tom Brady doing investing in Birmingham City? What is Ryan Reynolds doing investing in Wrexham? When did this ever happen? It didn't. And I noticed today is Brady's birthday, and Ronaldo scored today, okay, for Al Nassr. And Ronaldo connects to Brady, which I've shown you. So when Cristiano Ronaldo became the all-time leading goal scorer in the history of professional football, he did it for the Red Devils, of course. He did it in Manchester United's 3-2 victory against Tottenham Hotspur. 3-2. And Ronaldo scored a hat-trick. A hat-trick. And 32 is big with Brady because he retired on the 32nd day of the year. And there's 32 teams in the NFL. Of course, there was 32 teams at the World Cup. And Ronaldo has 32 all-time major trophies to his name. So Brady was in attendance at Old Trafford when Ronaldo broke the record. And Ronaldo, many people regard him as the GOAT. I think everybody regards Brady as the GOAT because of his 7 Super Bowl rings. But he just so happened to be there in Manchester to witness it. It's almost like he knew Ronaldo was breaking the record. Thank you, Darrell. We had like let's put the bathroom there. And then there's a sheep at the end. Okay. All right. That's an improvement. Me and Darrell probably spoke for 2 hours yesterday, and it was incredibly powerful. We went back and forth with each other. We debated each other. We don't have exactly the same views on the world. There's always respect there. That guy is very smart, but he's not exactly how I am in regards to my faith, in regards to Jesus. But he was definitely quoting scripture where I was like, wow, yeah, okay. That's very, very interesting. And I looked into it. Like, for example, Cain. We were like, okay, so you've got Adam and Eve. Okay, we originally had Adam. A rib was taken out of Adam, created Eve. And then they had children, which was Cain, Abel. And then Cain killed Abel, but then they also had Seth. So then he was like, how on earth were Cain and Abel and Seth able to have children? But Adam and Eve also had daughters. So interestingly, from the beginning of time, brothers have been having sex with their sister. That was the only possible way to reproduce. So it makes sense now why the royal family and all of these elite bloodlines keep it in the family. Why Elizabeth married her second cousin, Philip. All right, why Einstein married his cousin. From the beginning of time, guys, man has been having sex with family members. Crazy, eh? So we were discussing topics like that. So I'll go back to Brady. So Brady invests in Birmingham City. They have to report it on his birthday. I'm sure they'll justify it as a birthday present. Not sure why Brady needs any more money at this point, to be honest. He made $333 million in the NFL. Of course, he retired with 333 days left in the year. And he played 333 regular season games as a starter. Lucifer was cast out of heaven with 33.3% of the angels. And Brady won his last Super Bowl 2-7. And 3 times 3 times 3 equals 27. It's all coded, guys. So it's 46 today. Like I said, he still looks like he's 21. Probably looks better than he's ever looked. In gematria, Tom Brady equals 46. The news was announced on Thursday, which in gematria equals 46. Birmingham City playing the Championship, which is the league below the Premier League. In the Championship, you play 46 games per season in the league. The news of him investing in Birmingham was 199 days after Brady played his last NFL game, which was January the 16th. And 199 connects to Brady because he was the 199th pick in 2000. And 199 is the 46th prime. Catholic equals 46. And he retired 46 days after the Pope's birthday. The club was named Birmingham City in 43. And Brady won his last Super Bowl at age 43. And gematria GOAT equals 43. So I checked where Birmingham finished last season in the Championship. It's like, let me look where they finished. They finished 17th. And in Brady's last game, he lost by 17 points. 17's the 7th prime. And Brady retired with 7 rings. I'll show you in my Trump book just how connected Trump is to 17 and 7. In particular, 7. Brady played in 10 Super Bowls because he retired 7 and 3. Remember, 73 is the 21st prime, and he retired on 2-1, February the 1st, which was the first day of Black History Month, and Super Bowl 57 was on Abraham Lincoln's birthday, who abolished slave trade. So Brady's played in 10 Super Bowls. His last Super Bowl win was Super Bowl 55. 55 is the 10th Fibonacci and triangular number. And Brady invested in Birmingham City 10 days after Birmingham icon and the first £1 million signing, Trevor Francis, died. So I really want you to see just how connected everything truly is. By the way, China right now is reactivating the COVID tracking app, aka the vaccine passport, and they're turning it into a citizen code app to track citizens' every move. Now in China, you to get into your apartment block, you need to have your vaccine passport. That's come back out again. So this will be global if we allow it to be. Love you, bro. I love you too, Darrell. I do, mate. God bless you. Mbappe looks like a demon. He's possessed by one. Have you noticed that Mbappe, he runs on his heels? They make a big deal that he runs on his heels. And if you look at Ronaldo when he stands up for photographs, actually, he runs on his toes. And Ronaldo's always on his toes. So I don't know if that is soft disclosure of demonic possession. So Ronaldo's a tall guy. He's always one of the tallest players on his squad. But if you look at photographs, especially in international games and Champions League, he's on his toes. People say, oh, it's just to look taller because of his ego. I think there's softly disclosing something there. That's what I believe. So yeah, Brady invests in Birmingham City. I've just briefly gone over what's going on in China. England, by the way, just recently destroyed China in the Women's World Cup. Destroyed them. 6-1. The man of the match was Reece James's sister. And we're now hearing Reece James saying his sister is technically better than most Premier League players. Now, if I'm right in what I predicted 3 years ago, soon you're going to see women playing men's professional football. Because we know how it works with the gender. It's the opposite. So the fact Reece James said that his sister has as much technical ability as the majority of Premier League footballers. Notice how he's now the captain of Chelsea. He's now the captain of Chelsea. And he replaced, basically, Azpilicueta, who just left, who was their captain before. What is it with that position, eh? The right defender? He doesn't seem like much of a leader, to be honest with you. Germany drawing 1-1 with South Korea. It's just outrageous. They should be destroying them. Okay, what else can I discuss? I'm going to discuss my baseball code here. So I am a guy, like I said, I've never played baseball. Played rounders as a kid. Never played baseball. And I get practically every game right every day. Germany are knocked out. I like England for the Women's World Cup, mainly because of Chuck's code. Can't ride off the US with the odds and the riddle I have for Rapinoe. It's one of those two, I think. If it is the US against England, I'm not sure if that's a possibility, but if it is, that's just, I've told you, they're going down. Babylon, the US, the UK. But England have a really good riddle. I don't know what the odds are now. Yeah, I know Brazil got beat by Jamaica. I haven't looked into Japan. Morocco lost 6-0 to Germany, yet Morocco have made it to the next round. It's comical, mate. We saw outcomes like that in the Men's World Cup, didn't we? Just some outrageous scorelines that made no sense. Like Saudi Arabia beating Argentina, who then went on to win the World Cup. I think that was the most outrageous result in the tournament. It had to be. Saudi Arabia beat the world champions, but they couldn't get anything from Poland and Mexico. I've been telling you, it's all coded. It's not the quality of the players. And I'll give you an example today. I coded Texas Rangers to beat Chicago White Sox. Chicago White Sox took a 3-0 lead. There was people on my website saying, why did I go for Texas? I knew Chicago were going to win. I shouldn't have gone against my original pick. And this was in the second inning. So I was just like saying, it's really early now. And the odds were still saying Texas. They were plus 137 to win, 3-0 down. Like, Texas are winning this. My code's really strong. My mate Riddler messaged me, said, what should I do? I've got Chicago. Should I cash out and cover? I said, yeah, I think Texas win and guarantee yourself a profit, because the whole goal of gambling is to guarantee a profit. He did. He won, even though his pick missed because he went against mine. So I had Texas to win, and I'll tell you why. It was very simple, at least for the level in which I put out my codes. Probably not simple for most people. So I'm going to keep this super simple. I like Texas in a JFK riddle. After you read my Trump book, you're going to see just how connected Trump is with JFK. It's insane. JFK was assassinated in Texas in 1963 at the age of 46. Of course, I've just told you Brady turned 46 today. Texas can become 63-46 with a win. And remember, they were 3-0 down. 3-0 down. Texas beat the White Sox yesterday 11-1. And today is 111 days before the upcoming anniversary of JFK's death in Texas. So I looked into the picture. I was like, let me see if I can see any connections with him. Well, he was drafted round 1, pick 11. 1-1-1. 9/11 occurred with 111 days left in the year. Queen Elizabeth II was born the 111th day of 1926. JFK was assassinated 59 years ago. Texas picture was born on 27/7, the 59th prime number. Texas pitcher can become 10-4 for the season with a win. 10's the fourth try. And he did. But people were really panicking. So JFK was blown away, a Billy Joel song, allegedly in Dallas, and that's located 20 miles away from Arlington by car. How far is Arlington, Texas from Dallas, Texas? The driving distance is 20 miles. Rangers stayed on 20 home losses. The White Sox stayed on 20 home wins. So that was savvy, that part. Amazing coder on my site. So the JFK assassination was a psychological operation. Just know you've got QAnon. Q is the 17th letter of the alphabet, which connects to my 59 in my code, the 17th prime. And now you've got Robert Kennedy going up against Trump and all of that. It's all a show. And honestly, in reality, the best way to identify the fact that the world is a stage is this knowledge. That's honestly the reality. What I present in regards to the gematria, the numerology, the date durations, the symbolism, what I'm revealing every single day on my website and on YouTube, I think it's the best way to see through it. Of course, understanding scripture really helps because it's connected to the code. But unless you're aware of this knowledge at this level, you don't question it. You won't question Brady investing in Birmingham City. You won't. And by the way, in the Texas game, it finished 3-5. And JFK was the 35th US president. Messi won the World Cup at age 35, didn't he? In 3 games for Inter Miami, he scored 5 goals. The 35, Christmas Day, 12/25, which is 35 times 35. Yeah, God does one. I live 10 minutes away from Rangers and Cowboys Stadium. Got to keep an eye on the Rangers this year. You have to keep an eye on them with all the JFK connections. Got to be honest, Birmingham City Football Club is near me, so this news is just bewildering. It really is. It is. Like, why would he invest in Birmingham City? Remember, Prince William supports Aston Villa. Aston Villa's in Birmingham. They're called the Villains. And they're the biggest rivals of Birmingham City. Yeah, tomorrow is the 6 times 6 times 6 day, 216th day of the year. I'm not even going to predict what's going to happen tomorrow. I've made that decision. If something major happens tomorrow, I'll report it. I ain't going to make a prediction. There's a lot of people predicting something's going to happen to Trump. I don't think it will. It's like a lot of people who predicted LeBron would win the NBA Finals. I said he'd stay 4-6 in NBA Finals. The 46, whilst we have the 46th president. Told you JFK was assassinated at age 46. Brady retired 46 days after the Pope's birthday. So I'd keep an eye on tomorrow. Where is he, Trump? Is he going to be in Montgomery? Remember, Mr. Burns. It's called Charles Montgomery Burns. His last name Burns. I don't know if that associates with fire. There'll be a fire. I don't know. I ain't going to make a prediction for tomorrow. Big part of me doesn't want anything to happen to Trump because of my book. Although if something does happen and he stays alive, it'll make the book even better. So we'll see. We'll see. Rangers also happen to be the only team not to have a LGBT Pride Night. I didn't know that. It's very interesting. We know what they're like in Texas, or the stereotype of Texans. Will Trump receive a deadly wound and be healed? There's a possibility. If he is the Antichrist, there's a possibility. Remember, there's multiple Antichrists, so I think he's one of them. From what I've written about him, he's definitely Antichrist. He is the opposite of Jesus Christ. My book will show you that. We all know that he speaks blasphemy and he lies and he's vulgar and his pride is just on another level. But I've put it all into one book. The things that he said, like he said, nobody's read the Bible more than him. Yet he can't state one verse from the Bible. So, yeah, again, just wait and see with Trump tomorrow. Yeah, I don't think a South American team wins the Women's World Cup. Told you, it's the England or the US for me. As far as I'm aware, I know England are still in it. I presume the US are. If they were out, somebody would have told me. So, what's going on with Messi's celebrations as well? Somebody can question that, how he's done that, which he says for the Black Panther. He also did the Thor celebration. And remember, these are Avengers characters. And Avengers Endgame is about depopulation. So people will just say he's in the US now, so he's just honoring Chadwick Boseman, for example. Come on, guys. Messi would always do that. That was his celebration. He didn't do anything else. And now he's coming out with all these other celebrations. Messi, by the way, 3 wins, 5 goals, 1 assist, 3-5-1. Now, the Pope's Argentinian, like Messi. The Pope was born the 351st day of the year. Messi goes to Inter Miami, 3 wins, 5 goals, 1 assist, 3-5-1. That's the 26 triangular number. And Messi won the World Cup in his 26th World Cup appearance, 101 days after the Queen died, the 26 prime number. Now, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. 26, I've written about it in multiple books. Thanks to everyone who keeps buying my books. Somebody bought a book today for their friend, said it's a gift. I think that's the first time somebody's emailed me saying that. I want to purchase one of your books as a gift. My mate Joey sent me, I'm starting to feel bad again. My mate Joey sent me a really nice voice message about my book, which I'm very grateful for. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's here.
Yes, I forgot to leave your feedback on the last book. It was fucking out of this world. Gintara read half when she came over. She's going to read the other half when she's ready. But she was just going, what the hell? What the fucking hell? And it's insane. But yeah, in the last 3 weeks ago, I got a letter from...
So, yeah, I've been getting amazing feedback. Sorry about the swearing there. It's probably demonetized my video, but it's fine because they all get demonetized. Will England beat Nigeria by a lot? I don't think so. I won't be shocked if it's close. I won't be shocked if they make that game close. Do you know Messi won the FIFA Youth World Cup final against Nigeria? Are they playing right now? Some of these players who are supposed to be women, honestly. Ramsdale reveals miscarriage pain. Arsenal goalkeeper vows to tackle homophobia. Why? What? Aaron Ramsdale reveals wife suffered miscarriage in days before North London derby assault. Aaron Ramsdale reveals for the first time the pain of wife's miscarriage. Arsenal goalkeeper speaks in a bid to help others who have experienced lost pregnancy. Ramsdale also pledges to end dressing room homophobia in heartfelt Players Tribune article. Has anyone else noticed this? My bug is a bit better. Thanks for asking. Guys, start paying attention to how many celebrities, men, whose eyes are super close together. Somebody sent me a video yesterday of MJF in AEW and Adam Cole, two of the most popular wrestlers in the world. It said, look how close their eyes are together. I was like, all right, send me the link. Guys, that MJF, this small guy who's blatantly on steroids, even though he's still not that huge, he's at the top of wrestling in AEW, All Elite Wrestling. And his eyes, guys, which is a female trait, his eyes are so close together, it's outrageous. Then I looked at Adam Cole, I was like, oh my word, he's another one. And I'm just looking at this Ramsdale now. Ramsdale's a big guy, big goalkeeper. His eyes are basically touching. Like, that's a female trait. Guys' eyes are wider apart than females. So start paying attention to that. MJF calls himself the devil. It doesn't shock me in the slightest that he calls himself the devil. You can't get the top of wrestling industry without actively working for the devil. So what his wife suffered a miscarriage, supposedly, but then he comes out and pledges to end dressing room homophobia. What's that got to do with losing a child? Have you noticed, like, this wasn't happening with Ramsdale at Sheffield United? As soon as he gets a big move to Arsenal and has a really good season and gets an England call-up, now he's in the media and his wife has a miscarriage. He wants to be a spokesperson for the LGBTQ plus community. That wasn't happening at Sheffield United, was it, Aaron? So is this part of your initiation for your promotion? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I've already mentioned Trump and 84. It's huge. I ain't going to make a prediction about tomorrow. There's other people that are literally giving their life to that. They're posting about 20 posts a day that Trump's getting shot tomorrow. Just, it's dangerous doing that. I've learned. Because when you have a certain date in your head and you become obsessed on that date and you are a talented coder, you will find so many things. Of course, I'm super consistent with what I do. Every day. Do you know what I mean? I'm consistent, but I am aware that if you find a specific date for an event to happen, you will keep pushing it and pushing it to the point where when it doesn't happen, it's going to break a few people on Twitter. If it does happen, wow, okay, potentially may change your life in some capacity. But if it doesn't happen, it's like, okay, was it really worth it? I personally think Trump will be the 47th US president. So I don't want him to die unless he somehow comes back from the death. Personally, for me, if something does happen to him, like he does get shot and he recovers, I'll be fine with that. I'll be able to break that down. Please hit the like. Thank you, Dirk. Appreciate that. What's going to happen tomorrow on Obama's birthday? I don't know. I just think it seems like a blatantly obvious date for something major to happen because it's Obama's birthday, like I said, and it's 216th day of the year, 6 times 6 times 6, 216. 149 days remaining, skull and bones equals 149, which happens to be the 35th prime number, and Satan equals 35. So I'll be keeping an eye on tomorrow's events without being obsessed over it. Personally, I hope nothing happens, but if it does, I'll sure go live and let you know why it happened. He's not going to die. It makes zero sense with the narratives we're being told. I agree. I'm saying that. I don't think he dies tomorrow, like a lot of people are saying, or gets shot. Something may happen, but you'll find out. Just find out, won't you? West Indies cricket team scored 149 runs today, which is a tribute to tomorrow. The 149 days left in the year. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I think you're all starting to see now that everything is connected. Like a year ago, there's no way people will go, what's the West Indies cricket team got to do with Obama? It's just all connected. We're seeing it with these celebrations, the numbers. Watch my video about the Ashes, how it ended 2-1-2, which was the date of Super Bowl 57, which was 666 days after Prince Philip's funeral. I think Celtic win the SPL next season. I don't know the odds. I looked into them. I think Rangers are going to beat Celtic, which will be a big shock. Celtic have dominated. Yeah, so England, I think England at least get to the final of the Women's World Cup. But I need to look more into that. I've got a guy on my website called Sean who's pretty much coded every game right in that Women's World Cup. And there's been a lot of underdog wins. But as you get later in the World Cups and major tournaments, you start seeing them not happen as much. You get shocks in group stages. We saw that at the World Cup with the men. Brazil got beat by Cameroon. Argentina got beat by Saudi Arabia. There's a few other examples. I think France got beat by a mediocre team. So yeah, I'm going to probably start paying a bit more attention to this Women's World Cup. But yeah, Germany exit the Women's World Cup at the group stage. That's the first time ever that's happened. Yet they were at the final of the Euros where England beat them. And you don't want to look at some of those German players. Oh my goodness, they would knock you out. They'd knock you out. Rangers going for the 56th title. Yeah, and we know King Charles was coronated on 5-6. And was it the Celtic fans who hate the royal family? I think it's the Celtic fans who hate the royal family. Is it Celtic or Rangers fans that really detest the royal family? I think it's Celtic. So that'll just be mockery, won't it? Royal family equals 56. What about Harris becoming the first ever male president? That's a great question. I feel like Harris is a trap. Kamala's a trap. Everyone's almost certain that Harris will be the next president. I just feel like she's a spanner in the works. So she, he, whatever that is. I'm tired of most people that decode the NBA or NFL. They always saying Lakers every year or choosing all 30 teams. I know. Because they're not very good coders. Like I said, there's a handful of talented coders in the community, like a small handful. And there's a lot who think they can code. But if they're learning along the way, great. but there's only a small amount of people who are consistent every single month. From my experience, it's not easy to code our whole reality. I sometimes have moments going, how am I able to do this? How did I connect JFK with Texas Rangers to beat the White Sox today? But I've got a lot of knowledge, thankfully, through, I would say, studying, but I do believe I'm guided in my work. Did you see Young Thug ask the court to dismiss a goat ritual? He did, yeah. The goat's Baphomet. You don't want to be a goat, I've told you. You want to be a sheep. You want to follow your shepherd, which is Jesus. You don't want to be a goat and walk your own path. Avoid being a goat. They promote being a goat. And I definitely said over 2 years ago, whatever the media promote, you've got to look into it and often do the opposite. So whilst you're cheering for your goats, you're cheering for Satan. I told you a lot of people are working for Satan and they have no idea. And again, somebody like Donald Trump, right? He said he witnessed 9/11. He said he witnessed 9/11. And who we told was responsible for 9/11? We're told it was Al-Qaeda. It was Arabs. That's what we were told. And Trump supports Saudi Arabia. He supports Saudi Arabia. He supports them investing in nukes. So he claims to be a patriot, obviously the greatest patriot to ever walk the earth. Why would you support Saudi Arabia, and why would you sit on the fence when it comes to Israel? So all those players going out to Saudi Arabia, they're working for the devil. They're just showing their allegiance to Satan, just like Trump. And people don't process this. I cover this stuff in my Trump book. It's not just numbers. It's about who that guy is and what he stands for. Like he wanted to ban Muslims from entering the US, but he had no issues with Saudi kings entering the US. It's off the charts. Yeah, Saudi Arabia persecuted Christians, and if you're a Muslim and you're brought up in Saudi Arabia and you convert to Christianity, I've told you this, your family will disown you. You'll technically be dead to them. So I've told you, them going to Saudi Arabia, if you want to convince yourself that it's all about money, I think you have to start looking a bit deeper. Just like this wasn't all about money. Just like the World Cup being in Qatar wasn't all about money. It's the Middle East. It connects to Jesus. I see where the world's going. I don't claim to be a prophet or know everything, but I feel like I've got more insight than most people. And this world is about to collapse. I don't think people are fully aware of it. To be honest with you, I don't think people are fully aware of it. How are there only 3 likes and 46 top messages? We know the algorithm plays with me. It plays with me and it frustrates me. Did you like my Barbie video? I did that in 15 seconds. Like, how's there a woman, single young woman, buying her own house in 2023? Just not happening, is it? It's not happening. They're just increasing the prices of rent now everywhere. Mortgages. Mortgage means death pledge. That's what it means. Why am I still feeling like this? Saudi has Mount Sinai, yeah. Mason Mount. the guy who went from the south to the north, which is biblical. He went from Chelsea to Manchester. It's hard to take in. It's like it's biblical prophecy. I honestly don't think it's mockery anymore, right? Which has helped me a lot. I don't think what's going on is mockery. I think it's prophecy. It makes far more sense to me with all the stuff, the codes I've done on Mason Mount and Declan Rice and how they were born 4 days apart and how they're best friends and how they came through Chelsea's academy together and how Reece James was in the same academy and they all went on to play at World Cups together in the Middle East. When you start realizing, okay, it's prophecy, it's the code, like it relaxes you a bit more because something I can't process is mockery. Somebody's trying to mock me, it rubs me up the wrong way. And for about 2 years or 2.5 years on my journey, I thought we were being mocked by man. But I think it's scripture now. I think all those players going out to Saudi Arabia, it's not man mocking us. It's not about money. It's the code and it's scripture and it's Jesus, God telling us, keep an eye on Saudi Arabia. Because not long ago, nobody in Europe's talking about Saudi Arabia. All right? Now people are drawing their attention towards it. That's God saying, right, keep an eye on Saudi Arabia. He wants us to pay attention. If you study the Bible, we need to pay attention of what's going on. So that's how I see it. I don't think we can just focus on Satan because Satan is limited, isn't he? He needs permission from God. Everything Satan does, God has to give permission. So, for example, with Trump, I think Trump, when he calls himself the chosen one, perhaps he has been. Perhaps he has been. I don't think it's all mockery. Oh, it's pure mockery. Everything's mockery. I've said this for a while. Why would they go out of the way to mock us? Like, you get a cheap thrill from mockery, don't you? It gives you that cheap thrill. Why would they continually just want to mock us? That's what Hubbard would say. They're mocking us again. It's like, are they? Are they really mocking us? I don't think so. I think they're warnings and we better start paying attention, which I do. Yes, the UK and USA mortgages went up, and I said 2 years ago that the US and the UK are going to get destroyed because they're Babylon. Financial capital of the world, England, London. All right, political capital of the world, Washington, the US. To create a new world order, you destroy the old one. And the old one was corrupt. So I have no issue with it. And like my bro Joey was saying, he ain't happy that the prices are going up. First time in his life, he's having to think about his income. But he's also at a point in his life now where he's like, I don't need that, or that. Take it. I think there's going to be some blessing and beauty in all of this. Because so many things we buy and purchase we don't need, but we thought we needed. So again, God, keep doing what you're doing. We don't need a lot. We don't need the majority of the things that we have. In the Western world, I've told you, if you go around your house, if you are middle class in the Western world, go around your house and tell me how many items you actually need. And I bet the majority of the items within your house you don't actually need. You don't need a TV. You don't need a video game console. You don't need 30 plates. All right? You don't need 5 lamps. You don't need 7 mirrors. You don't need all of these things. All right? You don't need a full wardrobe of clothes either. So, not that I'm sticking up for agendas, but that is the reality. Soon people won't have enough money to buy those things. And I think then they'll realize, actually, I didn't even need those things. Yeah, Germany, adios. How do you say goodbye in German? I know Guten Tag, hello. How do you say goodbye? Auf Wiedersehen? I can't remember. You don't need 20 pairs of Jordans, exactly. So yeah, it's all warnings, guys. God was always going to warn us the end of days, and I've told you that with pandemics, with wars, with rumors of wars, economic collapses, earthquakes, nations battling against one another, godlessness. It's give us all these warnings, and they're happening. So it's up to you whether you're going to listen. All right. Oh man. Okay. I might swim. I've not swam for ages because I've been sick. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I need some physical activity. God could make the devil, Satan, disappear for good. Why does God keep them around? That's the puzzling thing. God needs them, no idea why. The book of life, the Bible, needs to be fulfilled. Satan has his role within the Bible. It's going to be fulfilled. God's never needed anybody. Everybody's always needed God. So remember that. I'll try and do more live streams to answer that question because it's very complex. People hammer the Bible all the time, say the whole Bible is about sacrifice. God sacrificed his one and only son. It's funny how Ronaldo's son died. Cristiano Ronaldo, God sacrificed his one and only son. Ronaldo's twin died, but the girl stayed alive. I told you, if you look at Ronaldo's wife, that simply cannot give birth. If you understand anatomy. So it's like, where are the children coming from is a big question for a lot of people. And why do they look so alike, their parents, who are clearly, don't know how they're doing that, but they're doing it. All right, maybe go for a walk. The issue is it's 38 degrees. So anyway, I can't believe Tom Brady's 46 whilst we have the 46th US president. It's crazy how synced up he is. They call him Captain America as well, Brady. Truth is, we're not alive. I disagree with that. The rich that identifies themselves as better by objects are going to struggle the most. Us peasants will be fine. And remember, Jesus said it's easier for a camel to pass through a needle's eye than for a rich man to enter heaven. So when you see all these people talking about their gold chains and how rich they are, Trump literally once said, the point is you can never be too greedy. Trump said that, and greed's one of the 7 deadly sins. So if he truly understood Scripture, he wouldn't be letting everybody know about how rich he is. Or where you see these footballers saying, I am going to hold off on signing that contract. I think 100,000 a week is a disrespectful offer. Those people, guys, biblically are going to find it very hard to get into heaven. So like I said, maybe when towards the end, which is now, when more of us start losing everything we thought was important in regards to materialism and wealth, it will actually increase our chances of connecting with Jesus. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Trump's never read the Bible. If he did, he wouldn't be ranting on about how wealthy he is and about all of his accomplishments. That's the reality. It's crazy. Yeah, be a camel. just, I would say this before I go, and it's going to be hard for a lot of you. Start asking for forgiveness now. We've all sinned. We've all committed acts that we regret, and we may continue to do so. I would start asking for forgiveness. I would start reading the Bible. I would start truly questioning my reality if I were you guys. Some of you already have. Because biblically, we're approaching the end. According to the Bible, we're approaching the end. So now's the time to get right with God. You can keep coding and doing all of that, which is good. That's fine. But ultimately, find a few hours a week to ask for forgiveness, to study Scripture. If my work's not lighting a fire in you now, or my story, now I don't know what can. But also, like my friend Nathan said, you can't force your world views on other people. You can't force them. The more you force them, the more they'll turn away from them. Which is why I said I left all those WhatsApp groups, and now they're all contacting me individually. And I'm still not responding to them. And they probably think I'm being arrogant and ignorant and disrespectful and thinking I'm above them. It isn't that. I don't want them coming to me every time they have a question. I want them to think deep themselves. So I've stopped forcing my worldview on people. I have my YouTube channel. If you want to hear what I have to say, you can listen and tune in. But I no longer go out of my way to somewhat force my views on everybody else or my loved ones. Don't have to anymore. I tried. Didn't work. I don't know about your dog. I don't know how that works with animals, so I'm not going to even attempt to answer if your dog is going to go to heaven or hell. It's a good question. Don't know if there's anywhere in Scripture about that. I don't know if it's only humans that go to heaven and hell. I don't know. Great question. Worth researching. Do animals go to heaven? I'm sure they don't have the capability to consciously put their faith in Christ. And the only way to heaven is through Jesus. So unless that dog is actively worshipping Jesus and has given themselves to Jesus, I don't see how dogs are getting in heaven. You asked for forgiveness yesterday, JR. Much love. I better go. I'm starting to feel bad again. Just before I go, guys, just do me a favor and hit the like. Starting to get hot. It's the thing, like where I'm living, you're hot and then you're cold and then you're hot. Put the AC on, you're freezing. And then you're changing from that hot climate to cold climate. It ain't good. It ain't good. Hey, O'Malley. I know cats are more cunning, but I don't think they have the consciousness to give themselves to Jesus. But again, I can't get in the mind of an animal. I'm looking at two birds now. They're beautiful. Two yellow birds. You know what? I'm going to try and get a photo of them. Adam, get medical advice. I went to the doctors. They gave me the medicine. They told me to rest. I've done everything that the doctor told me to do. I don't know if there's something deeper wrong with me. I don't think so. Yeah, food poisoning can be horrific. 106 Fahrenheit in North Texas. Wow. Probably close where I am as well. It's tough, the heat. A lot of people complain about the rain and the wind. But I'm telling you, 100 degrees ain't fun either. I usually have really beautiful temperature here. Right now, it's Satan's playing with the weather. Prince of the Air is definitely having a say with the weather. because it's not right. It's not climate change. It's not this or that, whatever they report. It's the devil. Because he has a say in the weather, guys. You have to accept that. It's rained every day in Manchester. That's normal, though. Probably rains 300 times a year in Manchester. Crazy, Chris. Yeah, it's 38 degrees here. I'm going to try get some ginger again today. I'm going to pop to the store probably before Bible study. Ginger does help. I've used it in the past and it's helped me. Chorley's beautiful. Yeah, I've told you I've been to Chorley. I played against Chorley. I've got friends from Chorley. There's some nice parts of Chorley that I saw. There's a lot of nice parts of England. It's just the weather's miserable. All right. I guess I didn't get any more likes, which is fine. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go try to take a photo of that bird. Hello, Adam. My comments get deleted on YouTube Live. My username is Bryant. Yeah, guys, if your comments are getting deleted from my lives, it's not me. It's not me deleting them. So I don't know if you're saying something controversial or AI is picking up on it. I ain't deleting your comments. Yeah, I'll try and get better. That's all I can do. Donald Trump said he don't need to ask for forgiveness. Says it all. That guy is a joker, which we find funny. Most of us find him funny. We need to stop finding him funny now. All right. So he does come across. He's very funny in many ways. If you actually realize just how much he's disrespecting the Bible, it's no longer funny to me, Trump. He used to be funny. I used to find him hilarious with his comments. Now I actually break them down biblically. Guy makes me sick. So I'm going to expose him. That's what I do. All right. You're not getting notifications. You're not going to, come on. I'm not getting likes or views or money from YouTube. You're not going to get notifications. Am I ever going to get to 11,000? My number, or at least not my number, I sound like Trump. A number very personal to me. Will I get to 11? I hope so. I'm hanging around 10.7, 10.8. So I'm sure you guys share my videos. You probably tell your friends to sub to my channel. I don't know if it makes a difference. But I guess I appreciate it. You're going to keep doing it. Okay. Cheers. God bless you all. All of you stay strong. God does win, but you want to actively be on his team. You can't just say God wins and smile and think that's it. You've got to give yourself to Christ now, guys. I believe really got to go out of our way now. Give our energy to what really matters, which is Scripture. Hit the share button and like. Cheers, Fender. I appreciate that. God bless you, Sabas. God bless you. Cheers. Take care. And if I get a good video of this bird, I'll put it on Twitter. But I'm sure as soon as I open my door, they're going to fly away. All right. Wish me luck. Take care. God bless. God wins.